Spells, motherfucker! Can you cast them?
1, 2, 3, 4!
Welcome to Cog Talk, a podcast brought to you by Cogstop Productions, home of podcast, tabletop, and geek talk. 12 Years Hollow, the Cog Talk theme, is written and performed by Bearghost. To listen to this track and more, check out www.facebook.com/BearGhostTheText. Hi, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Cog Talk. And I gotta say, I love hearing that theme song every time. Anyways, we'd like to welcome you from the depths of Space Mountain in Disneyland.
No, still the garage.
I don't have the power to argue with you right now. I have an Easter hangover of ham, Space Mountain.
No, the garage.
Why is there a Subaru parked over there?
It's because people of all car types come to Space Mountain. Anyways, how are we all doing today? Today with me is
Scott.
And I also have
Josh.
And introducing
Amanda.
And we are here to talk about funny things of funniness, because we are funny people of funniness. Is that too forceful?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Nah.
You can't rape funny.
It's a little overkill.
If I rated my funny, I would be at least a 9 on a scale of 5. So, I know we usually talk about things off air, but this is one of the things that we, surprisingly enough, we're talking about off air. And I want to know today your guys' geek pet peeves. And this can be anything from like annoying habits that you think people have that like trigger you on a very deep subconscious primal geek level. It could be, you know, when someone mispronounces a name, like I totally love the Lancasters of Game of Thrones.
Oh, God.
So going around, oh thanks. Fuck you, asshole. So, going around the table to my left, I'm going to start with Josh. Josh, what is your geeky pet peeve?
My geeky pet peeve is when someone, and I'm playing, in the middle of playing, someone decides to ask me questions about the game. Normally, perfectly okay to answer any questions about a game I'm playing, have played. But if I'm in the middle of playing, no. I can't
It's okay, take your time.
That. I can't separate playing and conversation.
You can barely separate those two words.
Compartmentalize.
So,
yes.
Oh, there you go. There you go. I knew you had it in you. So, is it like any conversation about the game? Like, what game are you playing? Or is it more of the technical things like, so what's going on? Who's this character? Why is that guy so mean?
How do you do this?
That's the worst. But no, it is any questions. Just ask me to pause. I'll pause. And then I can talk. But not like, hey, so what is your guy doing? How are you playing that guy? What are you doing with it? What's the end goal? What boss do you want to kill? Why does that thing look like that? That is the worst question.
I'm gonna bug the shit out of you the next time we play Marvel vs. Capcom.
I just realized I'm one of his pet peeves. Yay.
But I can empathize with that because I know that, you know, sorry, Amanda, but girlfriends tend to be the worst, you know, person to do this to you, and it's because, you know, you should be spending time with her, but instead you decided to take on hordes and hordes of zombies with machine guns for some reason.
That's what multiplayer's for.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, thank you, Amanda. You are a godsend.
No.
That's not what multiplayer is for. Multiplayer is for two competent players.
Oh,
yeah.
And so the fist fighting starts. Well, Amanda, let's hear your geeky pet peeve, since, you know, he's taking shots at you. Is your geeky pet peeve, Josh?
No. He's a bigger geek than I am.
Aww.
I'm a bigger geek than most people.
No. I don't believe that. There's some guy wearing a cape right now like, that's not true.
Is he then running down the street yelling, Monkey Man?
You may be geekier than I am, because I don't get that reference.
I did.
Oh, boy.
It's Hey Arnold.
Yeah.
The little pseudo superhero that would run down the street screaming his name every time they just switched to night.
It has been years since I've seen Hey Arnold. I gotta catch up on that.
But one of my pet peeves is actually, if you're talking about, say, comic book characters, and somebody goes, geez, didn't you watch the movie? They explained this.
Oh.
It's like,
So it's kind of like the difference between like the original article and the movie article, where it's like, shit, I just lost my example. But it's the reversal of the argument of the book is better than the movie. It's the the movie just came out. Come on, we all know that this is what happened. Hulk's always mad.
Pretty much.
Because that was a perfect explanation for that power. Joss Whedon, I love you. You crap gold and sell it to Hollywood. I do not get that explanation. It was an epic thing to say, but it made no sense.
Yeah.
I think that's all it was for. It was,
A good
big
line.
line. That's it.
Like is a epic for the sake of being epic, like Halo Reach with the Who Can Die the Noblest campaign.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to sacrifice myself on the ship. Well, I'm going to take a bullet in the face for you. Well, I'm going to do this. Well, I'm going to fly the plane into the...
Yeah, I think so, because who wants to, in that movie, take the time to explain that Bruce Banner and the Hulk are two different people, and they're always communicating that at that point in the series. And they've made a deal that Bruce Banner goes away and Hulk stays.
He's his own separate
Like that's
personality.
what he says when he gets off the moped. Is like, well, actually, we had a long and deep conversation. We just determined that I should go away every now and then when the Hulk wants to smash, and then when Hulk
and
needs
they
to
get
get
crushed.
Exactly. No, just I'm always angry. That would have been way better than him like transforming into a Hulk, saying that whole spiel, and the Hulk just gets out of it like. Brrr. It sounded like you had a second one. Did you have a second one with that, Amanda?
I'm a more movie than video game, I guess, nerd. But movies that miss the point entirely. There's one story out there, and when you get the movie version, they took the base idea and ran a completely different direction with it.
Oh, so you're totally one of those book better than movies people. Like when it comes to the original story.
Yes, I'll admit that.
Elitist.
Eh.
No,
Sorry,
no.
purist.
Oh, yeah, purist.
But like the movie Jumper, where the book tells one story and the movie tells another story about paladins and jumpers and
Okay,
completely
now I've
different.
never read the book. Was the movie supposed to be? Was this movie supposed to have used the book as source material, where they translated from the book to the movie, or was it a different story?
Yeah, was it one of
With
those
this-
like inspired by?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was more that one.
Okay.
Yeah, because you were telling me the paladins didn't exist at all.
Right.
There were no paladins. So
There was no Samuel L. Jackson in the book?
Absolutely not.
That was a bad book to start.
Yeah, that's probably why I never read it.
Samuel L. Jackson needs to be in every book. I mean, in the book Hatchet, they're going down in a plane. They're trapped in the woods. And he's like, I'm sick and tired of these motherfucking wolves in this motherfucking forest.
See, I'm thinking more like Harry Potter. Spells, motherfucker! Can you cast them?
That would have made any of the movies 10 times better.
Oh, man. Twitter, Facebook. We're going to have plenty of games for you today. If you have a book line that would be made better with Samuel L. Jackson, this is something that we weren't planning for, but now that we've said it, it has to happen. Pick a famous quote from a book, put Samuel L. Jackson saying it. So that would be a wonderful thing to see happen, pop up on our Facebook, our Twitter, and soon to be our Tumblr.
I was going to say something, but I'm not going to, because if I say it, it's going to happen. It'll be one of those self-fulfilling prophecies.
Please prophesize.
No. It's one of those ones that you wouldn't want to happen, you wouldn't want to happen. She might want to happen. I sure as hell don't want to happen.
It's going to be a slash fic, isn't it?
No.
Bleh. Well, Scott, since you're about to gross us out with something anyways, what are your geeky pet peeves?
Not grossing out. My biggest pet peeve is don't ask the questions in the world of geek. Like, how does Superman fly? Marvel versus DC. These kinds of questions should not be asked because you can go insane thinking about them.
So
know.
it's one of those, like, who would win in a fight, and you give, like, the two...
Number ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman, and then, like, that argument's been happening for decades now.
Yep.
Still not... I want to say that they've been resolved.
Batman.
But
Well,
there's...
I agree.
Why
I agree.
Batman?
Batman too. No! Stop. We're gonna kill Scott. I can see the vein bursting in his forehead right now.
Off air, I do want to have that conversation. But
Oh God. Well, it's been nice knowing you two as a couple.
I can answer all these questions with one statement. multiverse. That's it.
So like in one
In
this
one
guy
universe,
wins and one the other wins.
in one universe it's this way, in one universe it's this way, in one universe it's this way. It's out there. Stop asking the questions, please. Now.
My geeky pet peeve, and this is, we had Amanda kind of with more movie sense and you guys with more the kind of comic sense, it seemed. I'm a video game, or I'm sorry, Josh, you had the video game one too.
Yeah.
I almost shunned you.
You bastard.
I try harder
That's
and
fine,
harder every
shun
day,
him.
and still you exist.
We have been shunned.
My
I feel so hurt.
main geek pet peeve, and I am one of the biggest offenders of this too, is backseat gaming.
Oh yeah.
And it's horrible in certain games, like especially a game like Portal, where you've already solved the puzzle and you're watching the person play the game and they're not understanding the puzzle.
And you just want to rip the controller out
You
of
just
their hand.
because you know the answer, and it's like, I know the answer. You're like the kid in class, like stretching his hand above his head, waving it in the air, like sweat beating off the forehead, like I know the answer.
Jimmy, damn it!
Yeah, but like I hate when people backseat game me. Like we go up to Silver Q all the time, and they just got in the habit of putting the Xbox One and the Wii U up on the big screen to play.
Yep.
And we play games like Titanfall, or we play like Call of Duty. And as soon as you start playing, there's always certain people in the general vicinity that will come by and be like, oh, well, you should use this. And, oh, Sniper, you should use this. And, man, if I was playing, I should use this. And that drives me to a fucking level of insanity that is incomprehensible by most people.
If I'd have known that, I wouldn't have done it.
Like, I shit dark matter after people do that to me. That is how offended I get for backseat gaming.
I actually got a little upset at Scott because I played Titanfall for the first time, and he's like, tap the left bumper, tap the left bumper. And I've dealt with backseat gamers so long, I now tune them out. So I told him basically, shut up and explain in full sentences. You give me that little bit, I'm not going to hear it, and I'm not going to listen or do it.
Now, the problem was, for anybody that's played Titanfall, he had a pilot on his Titan, and he had the electric smoke. So I told him, left bumper, to pop the smoke, which takes care of the pilot on your back. Problem is, he kept walking forward out of the smoke. So I just kept saying it, and I didn't realize what I was doing. It's one of those things that you hate it so much when it's done to you, but then when a game comes up that you're good at and somebody's playing it and they're not doing that good, it just kind of pops out.
Oh, yeah, but it's because you, in your mind, are also playing.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just, objectively sit by and watch the game. Like, you're noticing enemy movement, you're trying to figure out patterns, you're trying to figure out your own strategy, and then the player has their own strategy, and they're deviating from the course, and you're like, that's not right, that's not how I would do it, and you kind of get into your own little nerd thing. Like I said, I'm a big offender of this.
Yeah.
Ask my girlfriend, there's so many times where I'm like, no, you just hit this button, here's how you do this, tech block, and here's how you do that. I feel so bad when I do it because I would hate it if someone was doing that to me.
I have noticed, though, that there's a great job out there for backseat gamers, commentators. If you can get your name out there as a commentator for tournaments and stuff, it's perfect because the players can't hear you and you can have your say.
See, I would be a horrible commentator because my whole commentary would be, oh, he totally should have popped that later. Yeah, that was a mistake. And he's going to get shot on the left. Okay, maybe not now. Maybe he's 10 times better than I am at this game, but I would have went left. I would be an awful fucking commentator for the game.
So Pat's gonna just sit there and deadpan the whole thing.
Yes, I'm totally Ben Steining the whole and now he's going to the right. If he had clear eyes, he would see that the enemies are coming from the left. So, since we're on the topic of video games, what are some of your worst gaming habits? I already admitted that one of mine's backseat gaming. One thing that I do, and I don't even realize I do it until it's too late in video gaming, is I never blink. And I think it's that, first-person shooter fan in me that needs to, absorb all the information all the time. But once I get to hour 1, hour 2, and I blink for the first time, it's as if my eyelids are going across sandpaper.
Yeah.
Because my eyes dry out so much. And it's one thing, I can't instinctively bring myself to do is actually, sit there and blink Blink, your eyes need moisture. Blink, blink. You want these in the future. They will help you.
I think when you were telling me that story, I was telling you about a guy that plays games, Monty Ohm. He never blinks when he plays games. And I mean, people have walked in on him gaming for 6 hours, and he is crying because he never blinks. And he knows it too. He's like, yeah, I'm just sitting here playing the game. But it looks like he's in
Okay,
agony.
so it's just like his eyes are watering because I'm picturing like, I can't blink.
Well, it's crying. It's like tears are streaming down his face. His eyes are trying to moisturize themselves.
Yeah, they're trying
but
to bring
his lids
attention to
aren't
themselves.
closing.
It's the body reflex thing.
Yeah.
I forgot that you're a science major. Because in my mind, I'm just going like, tears are for sad. Because I'm an education major, and I'm using none of that.
I'm a culinary major. I'm using none of that.
You still cook food. I don't teach people. I backseat game.
You teach me Marvel. Doesn't that count?
I get my ass kicked at Marvel vs. Capcom.
Not
Scott-
against me.
Well, yeah, it makes me feel better.
There you go.
What about you, Scott? We're going to go around the table the other way now. Your gaming habits. What is like one of your things that you catch yourself doing in games?
The biggest thing I catch myself doing is I do the lean. When I'm playing Titanfall and I'm running up a wall, my body kind of leans that way, and I'll start climbing with my shoulder. If I'm playing a racing game and I'm making a hard turn, my body will shift with. And I don't notice it until I'm in mid-movement. That's like, oh, fuck it, maybe it'll help.
And I say, if you don't have the connect, then it won't help.
Yeah, no. I even hold my breath when I snipe. Because, you can click in the left thumbstick and your character holds his breath and steadies his shot. And I do that with him because maybe he'll be just that much more accurate.
That might be one of my geek pet peeves, too, for video games, is that sniping thing. Because I hate that when you hold your breath, most games now have that exaggerated, like... And it's like, I can't picture, like, being in an actual war, like, trudging through a jungle or something like that with my assault rifle. And then from behind me, I hear the next guy go... And it's like, I think there's someone in the tree.
Yeah, okay, now I want to clarify this. When actual snipers do that, they're breathing normally, and they breathe in normally and stop, fire, and breathe out.
Oh, yeah, but I'm saying the game.
In games, so it's like... And it doesn't matter how long you hold your breath. It could be a slight second, and you get that breathing out. It's like, what the fuck?
This guy has a massive breathing problem. My character's more out of shape than I am.
Maybe he's leaning down, putting his head between his knees.
Yeah, maybe he's trying to tie his shoes.
So he doesn't yak
It's
on
the
the
most
sniper
awkward
rifle,
position to shoot from, but he's so comfortable as this laying on his back, feet propped up forward, and gun on the belly.
Oh, man.
What about you, Amanda? Gaming habits. Do you do the lean, also the... I don't know. I've seen you game, and like I see you button mash, which might be a habit, but I don't picture you playing like Mario. It's like, every button!
I have been known to do the lean with like racing games or some fighting... No, not fighting games, but like
any type of action-y game that requires a lot of movement. You kind of move with the character on the screen.
Yeah, sometimes, but this was like back N64 where you move.
Oh, like Star Fox was probably a big one, like barrel roll, and you're like...
I was more Banjo-Kazooie than Star Fox.
So did you have to do the hop every time you got like the bird assist? Was that one Banjo or Kazooie? I never had an N64.
Banjo was the bear, Kazooie was the bird.
Yeah, if you gave me a pop quiz on N64, I would bomb that. If it was not GoldenEye or Star Fox, I would not know anything from the N64.
Toe Jam and
Super
Earl?
Mario?
Who are those guys?
Mario.
I'm kind of with you on that one.
I would
and
say
I
they
had
were
an
Sega
N64.
Genesis. Mario Kart a little bit, but that was like...
There's no stories.
My friends
You
were
can't
still
really
in...
fuck up.
Yeah, that's true.
Or Diddy Kong Racing.
Oh, I
Fuck
love
that
Diddy
game.
Kong Racing.
Fuck that game.
But-
If you weren't into playing, you were not worth playing.
I actually was going to say competitiveness. Because I play games with you guys, and you're all like ranked at the top, and I'm still like, wait for me.
I want to specify that this is comparatively at the
Yeah.
top. Like, I don't want some
We're
guy...
ranked at the top in our room.
Yeah, let me rephrase that. In comparison to these guys and my playing ability.
I would say, because I'm sure there's probably some guy listening to this right now that's like top 3 in the clan list of some games. Like, oh yeah, you guys are pretty good. We should play a game together. And like, as I'm getting like pixelated nutsack in my face after going 25-0.
You lied to me.
Yeah, Amanda lied. She said you guys were good. It's like, it was my comparison. Please stop digging me.
Let me respawn already.
Yeah, please let me respawn. He's like, no. It's like teabag.
Imagine if you can hold off somebody's respawn by teabagging them. That'd be hilarious.
I think it'd get worse.
it would get way worse.
Yeah.
It'd be funny though.
Yeah, I can see that. I just love the Halo thing where if you throw the hologram out and it gets to some guy's head, it teabags.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine, like, actually being a programmer for the hologram in, like, the actual universe of Halo and being like, so when it gets over to somebody's shoulder, it has to crouch up and down on their face. It's like, why? Because that would make the enemy really mad. What about you, Josh? Or not geek, but gaming habits.
My gaming habit is that I think it's kind of like the lean where you interact with your character and you move to help them. I try to motivate mine differently. I use words as if they could hear me. I will yell at characters.
So you're one of those guys that like screams at this screen like, get up! Stop running there!
Use the fireball!
More faster!
Yeah. Why aren't you sprinting? I'm holding the stick down. You're supposed to be sprinting. That's what you're supposed to do.
Avoid the banana peel.
Yeah. Obviously, I think games are way more advanced than they actually are because it doesn't work.
Well, some games actually have a great feature now. I was seeing on the Xbox One for Dead Rising 3 that you can actually shout things at some of the main bosses, like, you're crazy, and it will actually affect the game.
Yeah.
So that might be your game in the future where, like, your guy's not running fast enough, and you just berate him into running faster. Or GTA 5, when you're robbing convenience stores, and you're
Give me
holding the gun
money.
up, you can yell at the person and get them to load the cash faster on the online multiplayer.
Yeah.
It's great, but you can yell anything. So I can be sitting there and just listing off like, I want a large cheese pizza with pepperonis and sausages and stuffed crushed cheese.
You're a lovely person. You have a nice haircut.
I'm really sorry for doing this. My family needs this money. And
I'm sorry, I'm flashing back to I Choose You, Pikachu, or whatever it was on the N64 game.
Oh yeah.
we-
I'm
yeah,
out of this
yeah.
conversation. The only Pikachu game that I remember from the N64 was Pokemon Snap.
See, I never played Pokemon Snap. I had a friend who had whatever the Pikachu game was called, where you had the little mic and you could interact with Pikachu like that.
Like, do you just like sit there and it's like, hey Pikachu, and it's like, Pika.
Pretty
It's
much.
like, how are you doing today? He's like, Pika.
Pretty much, but you could also take him out to a lake and make him go fishing and encourage him to reel the fish in.
It's not
even
a
better.
Pikachu. It's my slave Pikachu.
I was thinking it's more like the parents' version of like, sorry we couldn't get you a dog, Pikachu. You can take him out for a walk and you have to clean up after him. It's like the new Tamagotchi.
Pat, what the hell is a walk?
Hawk.
You said you can take him out for a walk.
Yeah, a walk.
Those
No,
little
you said
hands.
walk.
Yeah, walk.
You just
No,
beat 'em
that's a
with it.
walk. He said walk with an H.
You don't spell your walks with an H?
No.
You're not doing it right.
God damn it, Stewie.
Wheatons. Yes, I totally get the reference now. It was taking me a little bit to dawn on me. It's my Family Guy. They haven't updated the new season on Netflix yet, so
Yeah.
I'm a little bit behind. I'm sad because I love Seth MacFarlane. This sounds like a great point to put in a plug. We don't have one this week, but hey, if you would like to have your company, your product, your website mentioned on the podcast, you should totally send us an email at cogstopproductions@gmail.com. Or hit us up on the website. Let us know that you're interested in our podcast and we can give you promotional. While I give these promotions, my co-hosts make these funny hand gestures at me, trying to get me to fuck up. But I never fuck up. I am rock solid. I am steady as a rock that is solid.
I'm gonna get you one of these times.
You will try.
I was doing the puppet master this time.
Oh, so like I'm sitting there like Jim Carrey, like, who's pretending?
And I do believe they will succeed someday.
Never. I am strong of will.
I was
just
just
go
replacing
I'll
his
just go get the
face.
Nerf gun.
Oh, that's fucked up. So, I mentioned that we are a podcast, and you listening probably realize that, hey, this is a podcast. But I just wanted to take some time out because we are, at least three of us, I'm sorry, Amanda, to kind of isolate you from this conversation. The three of us here at the table, me, Josh, and Scott, are big podcast enthusiasts. And I just had to take a moment, take an episode segment, and just talk about, like, what is your podcast for right now? Like, what podcast are you listening to? So I started off with Scott in the last segment. Josh, what is your podcast? What are, like, I don't know, the two that you're listening to right now the most?
The two that I'm listening to right now are the most.
Try words.
No.
I
believe you. I'm gonna just think at the mic. Leviathan Chronicles is for my like story content, so I can just listen to a story being told.
Is that audio drama about the immortals?
Yes.
Or like the people that, I guess they're
They're
not quite immortal, but they just have like infinite lifespans, but they can still die and they're like superhuman in a way?
They're kind of, and they have basically a process of life extension that's at threat in the story. I'm a bit behind on that one. And that's because I started up another one, which gets my little D&D fix because I don't ever get enough.
Are you going to
D&D.
mention the one I'm thinking you mentioned?
Yep, Nerd Poker.
Oh, Brian Posehn.
Yes. Is really the only D&D podcast that grabs me and is responsible for my interest to shift from 3.5 to 4.0.
Which is great because I'm a big 4th edition enthusiast, and I'm glad that Nerd Poker has swayed you that way. Did you know, like, I'm not sure that if any of you guys knew this, if you know Brian Posehn and you know Deadpool, you know that Brian Posehn and Jerry from Nerd Poker write the new Deadpool comics.
I did not know that.
Yes, and that's why they are comedy gold. Because
Wow.
Brian Posehn and Jerry are funny motherfuckers.
I gotta check out the new comics.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Duh.
What about you, Scott? What's like on your podcast buffet right now?
I've got two, and both of which I get really upset when they're either late being posted or they're put off for a week or so.
Not that we'll ever do that in the future. Trusty listeners.
My number one is the Rooster Teeth podcast.
in a garage.
Absolutely. Okay, I will agree with you 100%. Those guys are badass.
The Rooster Teeth podcast made me so excited to do this because listening to a majority of the time Gavin, Gus, Barb, Bernie, and Gavin.
And Gus.
No. Gavin is my...
Gavin gets toys? No,
Yes,
Gus
Gavin-
always gets
no,
toys.
I'm a
Fuck
big
you.
Gavin fan. Just listening to them and the stupid, Gavin or Googles and the random stuff that they come up with, it's hilarious. And I'm so intrigued in, the company of Rooster Teeth and their podcast. And that is kind of giving me a drive to push Cogstop into that world.
Well, that and they're also such a great production company.
Yeah.
Because they also come out with their YouTube series, like Immersion is wonderful. Like we just watched the split screen one.
They just released a new one that was the Fruit Ninja.
There's a Fruit Ninja one now?
Yes, there's a Fruit Ninja one. It just came out like 2 days ago, and it's freaking hilarious. It might have been yesterday.
Yeah, and then, to top it off with, goes without mentioning Red versus Blue and
what
Ruby.
started them. Like, Red versus Blue is what started Rooster Teeth. And then, obviously, Monty Ohm's Ruby. I'm so excited for season 2. I've been watching the diaries, and what they're doing is amazing.
Yeah, that is a wet dream of, like, what this can be someday. What's your second one?
My second one is it's an audio drama as well, and being a member of the Department of Zombie Defense, it is, of course, zombie related. We're Alive, a story of survival. It is by far the best zombie podcast audio drama I have ever heard. Whenever I tell somebody about podcasts, it's us, Rooster Teeth, and them. In no specific order, but...
I was going to say, hopefully in that order. I hope that you're pumping us. Like,
well, yeah, it starts off with us, and then I tell them if you like, zombie stuff, you can plugging the DOZD, We're Alive, and then also obviously check out Rooster Teeth. But We're Alive, the story is so captivating, and it makes me want to be there. I listen to it at night in a dark room, close my eyes, so that I can actually picture what's going on. And they've got sound effects and characters that make you really feel like you're watching this or you're even there.
I just don't understand the desire to be a part of a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, you wouldn't.
You're right. I want to live.
These people are living,
That's
be
why
it in a very harsh environment, but they
I
are.
want to live in a comfortable environment.
Well, no one's going to make a story about the comfort apocalypse. Like, you should have seen it. There was lazy boys and Twinkies everywhere. It was horrible.
What if it was raining the lazy boys?
Well, if it was raining recliners, that would be fucking horrible.
Lazy
you
I don't
apocalypse.
think that would be comfortable at all.
Well, you know, after they landed, like after the monsoon of fucking, you know, armchairs, it would be great because then you just go and collect some armchairs.
Nope, they all got destroyed when they crash landed
See?
onto the
Still
earth.
terrible.
You can rebuild them. Very
You make
easy.
them better,
That's
faster.
work. That's not a
stronger.
comfy apocalypse.
Yeah, that's a slight effort apocalypse.
Would you be able to rebuild a dismantled lazy boy?
Yes. I've done
Scott,
it
you had
before.
trouble taking a curtain off the halls of Space Mountain.
Garage door.
That was him.
Okay, I'll believe that. I don't know. I'm still going to blame you for it.
I know you are.
So my two podcasts, I have to go with, since we talked about the D&D podcast, Nerd Poker, before, I'm going to go kind of for their opposite, which is Critical Hit. You know, whereas Nerd Poker has a lot of great jokes and, you know, they've got a lot of great comedy minds and a good cast behind that part, Critical Hit has to have one of the best D&D stories in my mind. Rodrigo is a amazing DM. Like, the way that they just send Orem and Torque and Randus, and I'm not going to say the other two characters' name, just in case no one has seen it. I don't want you to get your hopes up about some certain characters coming into play. But those guys over there are just amazing. There's a couple more characters that get introduced through the story.
Okay.
But I don't want to be like, yeah, you know, this character is great, and you have to wait to episode 120 to see him, because they've been going for so many years. And that was actually my introduction to 4th edition, was Critical Hit. And that's what made me interested in playing that version of D&D.
Yeah, it's not a bad version of D&D. I thought it was going to be way worse than it was.
I'm
But it
still
is
3.5 all the way.
So much simpler.
You naysayer. Well, enjoy playing 3.5 in your zombie apocalypse while me and Josh are sitting here.
Apocalypse?
Apocalypse. I'm sorry, my tongue decided to be too fat for my mouth.
You pulled a
Sorry,
Josh.
without listening to those podcasts, I'm still more of a 3.5 first person. Now I can't talk.
Haha,
But-
now you got fat tongue.
Yes, I guess so. But to me, 4.0 seems still kind of confusing. So,
You will learn. It's more like a video game. Second of all, my second one, because that's second one, I am a master of redundancy and redundantness. Is the funniest motherfuckers on the internet, and that my vote goes to the Whiskey Brothers. 4 Texas comedians, funniest motherfuckers that you will ever hear. Slade Ham is a great kind of story driver. Sam Damaris, Rob Mungle, and I'm gonna shoot myself in the face because I just forgot the 4th one. Son of a bitch.
His name is Son of a Bitch.
No, but he could be. 4th Whiskey Brother, I apologize. Everyone else, vamp while I found out the 4th one. I am so sorry.
No, this is glorious. I want to keep attention on you for failing.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that.
You have 75% progression on this right now. Where's that other 25%? Is it coming? Do you have it yet? Yet? No.
Shut your face. Shut your face, sir.
Josh, do you listen to We're Alive?
John Westling.
There it is.
I knew it was John. I couldn't remember the last name, and I feel absolutely fucking horrible. John Westling, I will be your ass slave for 10 minutes for that. I absolutely apologize. For however long I just fucked up your name, I will be your ass slave. I totally volunteered myself for that.
Yeah, if
we'll
that's
make
the
sure
case-
he actually
John Westling, please don't take that offer seriously.
take it seriously.
They're going to listen to this, and then they're gonna record, and he's gonna be like, you know what? I might take him up on that.
And I say the horrible thing is they're in Texas and we're in Arizona, so that's actually like within the realm of possibility. Not like planes only go from like Arizona to Texas, but he can make that drive and be like, "It's time."
yeah, but I think he's going to be the one dictating how long.
Forget my name, motherfucker. I'll teach you.
To answer your question, I did, and I enjoyed it. But then I kind of I was just really tired the last time I listened to it, and I fell asleep and messed myself up, and I can't bring myself to go back because I've lost continuity.
Well,
And
just
that's
restart.
Awful for me, and that's not a lot from where I started, but it's still like I zombies. I might we mentioned it before. Our generations prefer zombies, but zombies are not really that big of a thing to me. And it's because zombies are more something I analyze, like what makes a zombie in this particular case, and so it's hard for me to enjoy their zombies.
I can understand.
Well, that man, like I empathize with you. It is because zombies are like the big thing, for the past decade, where like every game has a zombie mode now. Every movie tends to have something to do with zombies. And it's really hard to find like a unique zombie story. I think that We're Alive hits it head on the nail, but with so much zombie-based media coming out, it's really hard to find like the diamond amongst the rest of the stones.
But We're Alive is definitely that diamond.
Oh, it
Yeah.
was
Oh, when it
excellent.
comes, yes, absolutely.
The audio and the story of what I did listen to was great.
Oh, yeah.
I will never say anything bad about it. It is all on me, and it's just my decision.
I will say one thing bad about it. It makes you love characters, and then it kills them.
That's not a
Oh,
They-
it has a Game of Thrones syndrome.
Game
Absolutely.
of Thrones, the Doctor Who syndrome, because I forgot his name. See, now you're making me forget things.
I'm not
Welcome
gonna
to the
help you.
Amnesia podcast,
See,
where we sit here and talk about.
Moffat, that's his name. Freaking Moffat. Moffat does that too. So yeah, it makes you love a character and then gets rid of them, but it doesn't do it too often. So it's kind of like, oh yeah, we're back to being happy. Aw.
Yeah, they're definitely snipers of heartache. It's not like
Yeah.
Game of Thrones where it's like, man, who's gonna die in this episode? Like We're Alive gives it to you like, I want to say like once in a season or like twice in a season.
Yeah.
But never at like a scheduled point. It's like, hey, by the way, you remember that guy you love? He's fucking dead.
Yep.
Never to return.
It's great story writing. It really is.
See, I've always thought that stories like that and just writers that create those stories are always best.
Yeah.
Right?
If a writer can
Yeah.
make you love someone, then they have achieved a serious goal.
And it's even better when they take them away from you.
Yes.
Thank you, Joss Whedon.
Yeah, if they infect you with the feels, they've done their job.
And as somebody that likes to write and have gotten the response of it's like it's always a happy feeling.
Yeah, that's
know,
right. I
done your job
killed
right.
your feels.
Yeah, Moffat's rolling in the hate right now.
Oh, poor guy.
He loves it.
So
Also rolling in the dough for it. So.
we were talking about Twitter and Facebook games. I actually want to take this third episode to introduce what I'm hoping to be one of our mainstay Twitter and Facebook games. And that working title right now, Music Wars. Here's how Music Wars work. Before the episode, we were asked to pick a song for a theme going on. So, for example, like if we were having a montage, we all had to pick a song for a montage, write it down in secret, and then we would discuss it on the podcast and leave the votes up to you, the audience, to see which one is the best for this theme. So, today's theme, we picked a fight theme. And then this fight can be happening in any way in your mind. So your song can be going towards the bulk of the fight, like this is, when they're trading blows. It could be like the very start, like you see them across the room and shit's going down. We just want to hear, like, what is your fight theme? So I started off with on my left. This time I'm going to start off with on my right. Scott, play your fight scene, and then what's your fight theme?
All right. What kind of fight?
You pick.
Yeah,
Any kind of fight, like
A
firefight?
fight. Yep, anything.
you're supposed to sound like you were
then
prepared.
This is
Yeah,
perfect.
You're supposed to be prepared for this.
Oh, I've got the song,
I
but
would say you got your little green note card in front of you.
yeah, it's right there. All right, then I've got the perfect song,
job.
and it's surprisingly zombie themed.
Fancy that. Wow. Surprised?
No.
Not in the least.
Now, it starts off at our local hookah lounge, Silver Cube Billiards on 67th Avenue in Cactus. And it's deserted, and the DOZD is there. And it starts up, everybody's kind of, you can see that there has been a scramble, maybe a little bit of combat. It's a race, getting ready, everybody's strapping up boots, gearing up, reloading weapons, and the doors burst open. And it's going through, fighting, shooting, but there's too many zombies, and we all go down. It's a blaze of glory.
We all go down on zombies.
Yes. Now, the song
Something's
for
gonna
this...
break.
Oh, God.
Yeah, now you realize the trap I set. You've activated my trap card.
It wasn't bad until he made that noise. Now, the song that I have chosen for this is Soldiers by Otherwise. And
That's actually a pretty solid song for that.
it is. And it's actually something that's been rolling around in my head for a while, but that's my song.
All right. Go ahead.
I was basically going to say, since you picked a dirge in that, the song for death.
I can see it, like, in my mind, it goes cinematic. Thank you. Man, this is a fucking awful podcast. We're trying to talk words today. Yes, talk words. So, it's cinematic. So I can kind of see what you're saying, where it's like, the song's playing, you know the end result, but it's like the firefight up to the point of that.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, the way it plays out in my head is it's a music video idea. So everybody goes down in the middle of the song. And then as it starts picking back up, you're seeing the DOZD, Marines, soldiers from all throughout time gathering outside the gates of hell. And we burst through the gates and start killing the demons.
Keep in mind that I want to time out you for a second, that this is music wars, not make your best music video wars, Scott. But I can see the wonder and imagination in your eyes.
I'll explain it to you later how the music video goes. But yeah, that's
That'll be the
win.
next round of the game.
Yeah, you win. That's
no. It ends on a cliffhanger.
And then all the characters die.
Yes.
Purple wedding.
Wait,
Amanda.
I thought they already died in this. But all
That's
right.
true.
Yeah.
Scott said that in the beginning. Everyone dies. We're ready to ruin a cliffhanger, Scott. Amanda, what would be your fight theme?
I usually like songs with a lot of guitar riffs, so my thought would be Enter Sandman. Like, somebody's chilling in a bar with their friends, their enemy comes in, some sort of exchange goes down, and it's like, you want to fight, bring it, and then up sounds Enter Sandman.
And you can never go wrong with a Metallica song, especially when it comes to any type of voting. So I give kudos to Amanda for playing the crowd favorite of like Metallica. Everyone knows Metallica. Safe bet. But Enter Sandman is a wonderful song, and just that nice upstart with that song is. I got your picture.
Awesome.
Do you want to go into a music video? Are you guys going through the gates of hell? Is there zombies?
No, the fight
No,
just
they're coming from the other
ensues
side.
as the song continues. That's about as far
Scott
as
right
I
now is
got.
probably giving me the middle finger in his mind. I can sense that there's a hole burning in my head. He's
you
taking
make-
off one of my sideburns.
You make fun all you want. It's a solid pick.
It is a solid pick, and if your song gets outvoted from my song, I will be very disappointed. But I will concede. What about
like
you,
the
Josh?
idea.
For me, when it comes to like fight scenes, I've been spoiled by movies like The Transporter. So they're all like fast paced, rushing from building to building.
Jason
moving.
Statham.
Yeah, so any of his stuff, I guess you could say, as well as like most recently The Raid.
Ooh.
So it's just a 5-minute action sequence sort of thing. So a very fast paced song with no real downtime for me is "Staring at the Sun" by The Offspring.
That is actually like a really nice pick because it's not a very well-known song, and also I'm an Offspring geek, so I can tell you like exactly what track off Americana that was.
Yes.
Which one was it?
It was the second. No, I'm sorry, it was the third. Because they do the Welcome to Americana, which counts as one track.
Okay.
If I am wrong, I will get fisted in a parking lot somewhere by some guy that's like, the kids aren't all right. Fist, 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 fist.
Yeah, and the songs, just tempo is just full on speed throughout the whole thing. It's just the guitars going, the drums, everything the entire time. There's no real like breakdowns or anything.
That, and it's got that nice, strong punk feel that they had back in the 90s, where like they were a little bit pop punk, but they still had those songs on their albums that were just like balls to the wall running. Like any song that had you, like if you were listening to it, you would speed up in your car.
Oh, I still do. I can't. I have a track for in my car, and then while I'm trying to be on the treadmill at the gym. Well,
And
guess which one has it and which one
Both.
doesn't?
Both.
Yes, but I have to skip
Oh,
because I don't want to get pulled over.
on the treadmill?
Yeah, that was an awkward day at the gym. We don't even know why the cop was in there on his motorcycle.
Do you know
but
how
he
fast
was.
you're running, sir?
Not
Not very.
fast
I'm
enough.
winded. So, I'm very confident that mine beats every single one of you. And I'm hoping that in saying that, I'm convincing the audience to vote for me.
Remember, this is the guy with the mind's eye crap.
Mind's eye.
And the offspring geek
I
that
took-
couldn't back himself up.
I took you to Disneyland. Mine is the scene. You walk into a bar, and everyone in there is like Hell's Angel, rival biker. Like you're in the Sons of Anarchy, and the other bike gang is sitting at the bar waiting for you. And the song that kicks in my mind is Volbeat's Still Counting. Right from the beginning. So the counting all the assholes in the room. Yep. And then it just starts off with a heavy beat, and it's just bar fight. Bottles throwing, pool sticks. Some guy gets hit in the face with a dart. He's bleeding out. I know I'm totally going back on what I said for Scott and making an awesome music video already for it. I'm trying to pad my vote. Vote for me. Vote for me.
And then Pat's fight starts after all that starts.
Yeah, and then like in the background, I'm getting fisted in the ass because I didn't know what track the Offspring was on. But here's what we want to do with you listeners is that you just heard our opinions. We want to hear yours. So what we're going to do is on Facebook, we are going to post these 4 videos online, each one linked to the track that we were just talking about. And in the comments, put your vote. Which one of us just won? Was it Scott with...
Soldiers by Otherwise.
Was it Amanda with...
Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Was it Josh with...
Staring at the sun, Offspring.
Or was it me with Volbeat Still Counting? Twitter, you can participate too. We will also be monitoring comments on our website. So if you want to vote 3 times, I'll allow it. Because I can't track you down and tell you not to.
And every vote will be counted.
3 times, especially for me.
He'll need it.
I might need it. Like after hearing the Offspring, I might have to concede right away. I do not, for the record. But Josh went for my fucking kryptonite with that punk band. So that sounded refreshing. I'm sorry. I had to take a break and listen to Scott take a big long sip of that Mountain Dew.
Not just Mountain Dew. Code Red.
Code Red Mountain Dew. For those that
The
are
Dew for
more-
you.
The Dew for you. This
When
could
you
be
can't
you.
buy the blue one at the store.
Okay, yeah, guilty. We're big fans of Mountain Dew Voltage. We couldn't find any at the store. We had to settle for Mountain Dew Code Red. But that's like, oh shit, they couldn't pay me in gold, so I had to accept money. So we do appreciate that Mountain Dew still exists and is still chock full of sugar. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we all celebrate Easter to a degree. Not all of us are religious, but we all, have family holidays that we celebrate. And I just wanted to ask, how was your Easter, Scott?
Pretty basic, actually. Stayed home, watched the NorCal Regional Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 finale tournament. It was the top 8s.
So watching a gaming tournament's basic Easter for you.
It was like,
No, it was a basic
Chef
day.
Boyardee, feet on the ottoman.
It was a basic day for me. I was lucky enough that the NorCal Regionals were happening, so I could watch those. By the way, Cloud, I'm so sorry. That was such a close fight. But yeah, that was basically my day. That and hookah. And then I came here.
How exciting.
Yeah.
Jesus died for your sins and you spent it smoking hookah and watching other people play video games.
Yeah.
That's horribly offensive. Amanda, please save me. Please still vote for me.
My day's been pretty average also so far. The only wild cards being saw Captain America movie and had Cold Stone ice cream.
The
So-
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, the Winter Soldier, sorry.
I still haven't seen that, so without telling me spoilers, how was it? Was it
We're
like,
divided on the subject, let's put it like that.
and you say that and you motion to Josh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, did you like it? Was it like a great movie? Was it just kind of like a popcorn action flick? What was your opinion?
Well, to borrow his Josh's phrase, yeah, it was a pretty good popcorn action flick.
So, nothing too much plot-wise, but just like, oh, pretty action, Captain America, nom 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 nom, nom, and just like something that you sit back, turn your brain off, and enjoy.
Yeah. Rebuttal?
There's no rebuttal. That movie was, in my opinion, the opinion of Josh,
nobody else.
the best Marvel movie that's come out recently. It was filler. It was bridge content to Avengers and other stuff. Probably prepping for a Black Widow movie. But otherwise, yeah, I would enjoy it if I was turning off my brain just to watch explosions and Cap throw a shield.
Not to kick a dog while it's down, but was it better than Daredevil?
Better than Daredevil.
Then it was a good Marvel movie.
Okay, can we name
But
a
I said
Marvel movie
recently.
that wasn't better than Daredevil?
See, I feel bad. I think I'm the only...
Spider-Man 3.
The Fantastic Four.
See, I would still
I'm with
watch
them.
both of those before I watch Daredevil again.
I think-
I can actually name one movie, Elektra.
Have not seen Elektra, but I think I'm the only person at this table that actually enjoyed Daredevil.
Isn't that movie's like
It was okay.
predominantly tits?
Yeah, but the rest of it,
Jennifer Gardner tits.
the way it looked,
Fair
the way it was written, the way it was acted, all just overshadows that, and it's not worth it.
One guy breaks his own neck, which is pretty solid. Like in the very first action scene where he's just like, you'll never get the information from me. He just like throws his head around, like snaps his own neck. Like full exorcism style. And that was pretty rock solid.
Yeah, that's about the best part of the movie, though.
I think I need to see Elektra now. Just to see
It's
the
worth a
guy
watch.
do that.
It's a popcorn action movie. Josh, besides seeing Captain America, how was your Easter? Did anyone spend any time with their family?
Mine was just, there was confusion on times and my family changed. So I didn't get to do anything with them.
Like your family changed, like they're like, we're not your family anymore, Josh.
Here's the
Goodbye."
adoption papers.
Yeah.
Everything you thought was true.
We got ourselves emancipated from you. You guys are dicks. Happy Easter.
That's likely to happen. But, yeah, no, I spent it with Amanda's family. In very nice, relaxed event.
That's always the good thing in a relationship is like if your family is not like a great holiday family, you always have like family number 2, which is
Yes.
your significant other is one. I have an example of that word. I'm family number 2. I love my girlfriend's mom, but I will have to confess on this podcast I pre-gamed their Easter dinner. And that was I went over to my parents' house and they were making some spiral cut ham and some good old, home cooking.
Oh, yeah.
And I had to eat a big meal there. And when I got to her parents' house, I got just like a little small plate of like stuffing and stuff like that. It's like, oh yeah, this is great. Yum, 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 yum. It's not like my mom's. So I feel a little bit guilty about the, Easter pregame, but at the same time, ham is good.
Ham is, yeah.
Ham is always good.
I would go so far as to say ham is great.
Yep, especially when it's basted with Dr. Pepper, because my family's got like inner fat people and they just all condense into my outer fat person.
Okay, wait, so question, is it like actual Dr. Pepper or is it like mix it into other ingredients as a marinade kind of thing?
It's actual Dr. Pepper. For a second there, I almost got really offended. It's like, we ain't no Mr. Pibb family. What are you thinking? We're fucking poor?
We don't use that Dr. Thunder.
Yeah, what are you thinking about, Dr. Thunder?
In high
We ain't
school,
no Dr.
they
K.
had Dr. Good Guy.
Oh, yes.
Dr. Good Guy.
I've never heard of that.
That sounds like an awful, like, super villain in disguise. Like, I'm Dr. Good Guy. Please, come in. I'm doing nothing wrong here. We're not enslaving children and making them, go into the coal mines and dig out coal.
Mr. Dr. Bad Guy?
Yes, sir.
We weren't supposed to respond. You're Dr. Good Guy right now.
Oh, yes, sorry. What?
I
It's
had
already
forgotten.
dead. And Scott's apparently.
Pretending to be Cyclops.
Nope.
I was
He
thinking
is
Star
the-
Trek: The Next Generation.
Now, to test your geek knowledge, who is that?
I
With
forgot his
visors crossed
name.
eyes.
Not okay. How about we don't go with the actor? Who was the character?
I can't remember
Reading
the
Rainbow
character.
Man.
Yes, reading.
It was.
LeVar Burton. He played Gordy.
It wasn't Jordy.
It's pronounced both ways by different characters.
Why would in the hell would they have a futurist? Why would the future still have the name Gordy?
Oh no, it's pronunciation by different species of aliens.
That. I hate aliens.
We have laser eye surgery right now, and Gordy was still blind.
Yeah, up until the later episodes, he was still blind.
I do also want to.
That was a miracle of like alien science that saved his vision too, huh?
Yeah.
We have laser eye surgery, and Captain Kirk still had to wear glasses in a movie.
Well, that just showed that he was older.
Doesn't
It
matter.
was supposed to give off the air of intelligence.
Yeah, it's like that John Mulaney joke where it's like, and he was wearing reading glasses to show that time had passed. Well, we're actually probably going to end this one a little bit early, but thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Please check us out at www.coxoutproductions.com if you got this from any other website. Check us out on our Facebook, on our Twitter, on our Tumblr, soon to be our Twitch TV, which I'm just going to tease that out there a little bit. Just give you a little tickle. A little, a little nudge, a little like, hey, we're doing something special.
Okay, that's a little more than just a little.
A little, foot tap
Or
on
you're
the
getting
table.
invasive.
A little,
You just.
a little bit of
That-
looking through your window as you sleep.
We'll be on Twitch TV soon.
I'm not making things awkward. You're making things awkward. I'm being romantic.
Don't
Yeah,
be
much
just
like
being
Romantic
weird.
is when two people are involved.
Okay,
You're the creepy stalker guy that doesn't understand the difference.
your idea of romantic is my idea of legal revenge.
I'm gonna move now.
Yes, you should. We were wrong to put you near Scott. Well, if you don't hear from Amanda in the future, you know what happened. Thanks for listening.
Vote Offspring.
Bye.
For more episodes, updates, and other projects, check us out at coxoutproductions.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook at Coxout Productions and follow us on Twitter at cog_stop.